without a trade deal have dropped dramatically, although he insisted that the UK wouldn't pay any divorce bill to Brussels without what he called a trade outcome. He described the kind of agreement he wanted to reach as a supercharged version of Canada's deal with the EU, which took a mammoth 7 years to complete. Here's our business editor, Siobhan Kennedy.
For weeks, the Brexit talks with the EU have felt a lot like skating on thin ice. Like the people here at Winterville in South London, it's been heads down, slip-sliding tentatively forwards, sometimes even backwards. But with the so-called Phase 1 talks finally over, the government supposedly got the UK on much firmer footing.
In the seemingly never-ending circular arguments that have characterised the Brexit negotiations so far, Friday's agreement was heralded as a major breakthrough, the key to unlocking the next critical phase of negotiations. Yet today, David Davis, the Brexit secretary, held out the prospect that Friday's agreement may not hold, that Britain may not pay its divorce bill unless it gets its way on a raft of other key issues like the transition agreement and trade.
When David Davis was asked if Britain will pay its divorce bill to the EU under all circumstances, as the Chancellor Philip Hammond has stated, he had this to say.
No, it is conditional on an outcome. No, I'm afraid that wasn't quite right. I mean, it is conditional. It's conditional on getting an implementation period and conditional on a trade outcome.
So the money is conditional on a trade outcome. David Davis seems to want to have his cake and eat it, but can he? The UK has agreed to pay around £40 billion to the European Union, but that's part of the divorce settlement for our departure in March 2019. Yet Mr Davis appeared to link the payment to the much more ambitious trade agreement, but it's clear that can't be signed until after the UK has left. So sweeping between the bill and a trade deal when it suits is not something the EU would ever legally accept. Labour's Keir Starmer was clear we have to stick to the agreement as billed.
I think it's a very important deal. I think it's very important that everybody holds the agreement and nobody tries to distance themselves and walk away from it.
Mr Davis also gave some first clues as to the type of pick-and-mix trade deal he wants to see.
What we want is a bespoke outcome. We'll probably start with the best of Canada and the best of Japan and the best of South Korea, and then add to that the bits that's missing, which is the services.
But that may be met with a frosty reception, especially since the Cabinet isn't due to agree a position on trade till later this month, never mind what the EU itself has in store.